again for your generous support of Pit Stop. So, this story, kids, I found in Miss Brenda's Bedtime Stories. It's a book that is similar to Uncle Arthur's Bedtime Stories, but written for a newer generation. And the story I'm going to ad-lib for you is called The Flying Cat. Can everybody see that kitty cat in the picture? Isn't it adorable? Okay. So, it was this time of year, the time where kids are getting ready to go on Christmas break and have vacation, and Jillian was in the 5th grade. So some of you are about that age. Jillian was excited because it was the last day of school. And I'm sure for a lot of you, you know, last day of school before winter break means what? What do you guys do? Go ahead, Rhea. I love it. That's what I was looking for. A Christmas party. It's a time of fun. You eat a lot of snacks, maybe watch a movie, maybe do crafts. But it's a fun day. It's not focused on tests and homework and things like that. It's just a time to enjoy yourselves. And Jillian was looking forward to it. Jillian put on her shoes so fast, she put them on backwards. Have you ever done that? And then she realized, oh my goodness, and switched them back. Mom and Dad were calling, hey, we're going to be late. We both have work. Hurry up, Jillian. So she hurried, and nobody seemed to notice Pickles, Jillian's cat, hanging out beside Dad's boots. Now, Pickles was known for 2 things. Jillian had gotten him 6 months before for her birthday, and he was everything she wanted in a cat. He was playful and cuddly and sweet and mischievous, but he also loved to eat pickles, hence the name Pickles, and he loved to be an escape artist. Every chance he got, he would try to, boom, go out that door. But he was an indoor cat because Jillian lived in an apartment complex, and she was all the way up on the 3rd story. So Pickles wasn't supposed to come out. And Jillian lived in a place where there was lots of snow and ice this time of year. So right next to their front door were Dad's snow boots. And they didn't notice next to Dad's snow boots was Pickles. So as Jillian went to go outside, eager for her Christmas party, who should slip out next to her? But Pickles, of course. Everybody's mouths dropped. Everybody stared out. There was Pickles on the step. And Dad said, go quietly. If you're very careful, you won't spook him. You could just grab him up, put him back in the house, and we'll go on to work and school, and the day will be that. So she quietly went over, kitty, kitty, kitty. Pickles looked up at her, and he knew, I don't want to go back inside. And he, boom, darted over to the neighbors. So that sent Jillian over to the neighbor's house, and she thought, I've got him, because he was right at the neighbor's door, and there was nowhere for him to go. At least that's what Jillian thought. Pickles looked at her, he looked at the door, and he thought, I am not going back inside. And he just hopped right over the railing. Her heart stopped. She was sure Pickles was dead. That's 3 stories. Oh my goodness, 40, 50 feet up in the air. How could Pickles have survived such a fall into the ice? And even worse, even if he had survived, once you got down, all there was the parking lot that went into the road, and oh, Pickles. She went back, told her parents what had happened. They all ran down the stairs and started looking for Pickles and started calling, and they couldn't find him anywhere. And finally, her parents had to say, I'm sorry, Jillian, we're already running late. We've got to go, honey. Jillian was in tears. What if something happened to him? What if he got out into the road? What? I can't leave Pickles, not today. I can't. So her parents agreed to leave her with one of their neighbors. They called her quickly. Mrs. Hutchins said, yes, I'd be happy to keep Jillian with me for the day. I'll watch after her. So Jillian's parents went off to work, and Jillian stayed behind, looking and searching for her kitty cat. Pickles! Kitty, 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 kitty! Pickles! She looked under every bush she could find. She put snow aside. She looked for little paw prints anywhere, but she couldn't seem to find him. She searched for hours, and finally she got so cold she decided it was time to go back inside to Mrs. Hutchins' house. So she went into Mrs. Hutchins, who had a nice big hot cup of cocoa for her. That helped her feel a little bit better. Now that she was warmed up and feeling better, she thought, I'm going to go look again. I can't give up on Pickles. I've got to look again. So she went back out and she saw Pickles, Pickles, and she's calling and she's looking, and suddenly she hears this meow, meow. Is that Pickles? She starts following the little sound, meow, meow, and she sees there's a little prickly bramble bush off to the side, and she pulls some of the branches off to the side, and sure enough, there's Pickles right in the middle. But he's not coming to her because he doesn't want to get all those prickles on him. But you know what? Jillian loved her kitty so much, she didn't even care about those prickles and thorns scratching her up. She carefully reached inside, grabbed out her kitty, held him close to her chest, and brought him back to Mrs. Hutchins. Well, Mommy and Daddy were a little bit worried about Jillian, so they came home early for lunch that day to have lunch with Jillian. And what a happy surprise that Pickles was found. So they ate together and they put Pickles back in the house. Pickles was so wore out, he went right to his kitty bed and just went to sleep. He didn't want any more of the outdoor world. So they were able to slip away, and Jillian was able to get back to class to have some more fun at the party. But before she got there, on the way in the drive, she was talking to her parents and she said, you know what? Pickles reminds me of the story in the Bible where Jesus talks about the shepherd and the lost sheep. He didn't give up looking for that sheep, and I didn't give up looking for Pickles either. Jesus loves us so much, and I'm so happy that no matter where I go or what I do, he's never going to give up looking for me. Her parents were so happy to hear that she got a wonderful lesson from it, that Jesus loves us just like Jillian loved Mr. Pickles. And there is a Bible verse that goes with this story. I'm so happy these come with verses. It's found in John 10:7. It says, then Jesus said to them, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for his sheep. You know, Jillian loved her kitty cat so much, she didn't give her life, but she was willing to get scratched up and maybe even a little banged up for her kitty because she loved him so much. Jesus loves you so much. He doesn't mind being scratched up, banged up. He even gave his life for you. I hope as you go through the rest of this winter time, you'll remember the story of Pickles and the story of Jesus looking for his lost sheep. Now, because it was a fun winter story, I have these little things. It's more for little kids. It lets you know what kind of day is outside. You could look outside and put it today's weather. And I have some little gummies too. I hope you guys go back and enjoy the rest of your December. Happy New Year.